The words 9/11 evoke something very strong in all of us. We all feel that something very personal happened to us that day. And it did. It disillusioned us, it frightened us, it saddened us. It changed how we feel about a lot of things. Travel, strangers, so many things. But of course, it didn't really change us, or wasn't as personal to us as it was to the families who lost loved ones on that day. And so we thought it would be very meaningful on the anniversary of 9/11 to talk to a few of the daughters who experienced real loss that day.
Well, we're really happy that you're here, really. I'm especially happy because I'm a daddy's girl, so I understand that. And my dad's gone as well, so I know what it's like to be a daddy's girl. You know?
Happy to be here.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah. How old were you when?
I was 13.
13.
Yes.
And where were you when you heard about it, or when you first even knew it had happened?
It was my first day of high school. All of a sudden the teacher comes in and just announces it, and it took a few minutes for me to realize that my dad worked there. It was a new job, so it was a month in.
And it's a very famous story about your dad and this other man, Harry Ramos, I think
Yes.
his name was coming down together.
And they weren't coming down together. They didn't know each other.
Oh.
That's where the story tugs at the heartstrings. He's not the hero of the story. He was the weak, overweight man struggling and, you know, complaining and couldn't make it and not trying hard enough, where my dad, in my mind, he's the rock. He was the heart of my family. He was our protector, and he was not a weak person. He was not a selfish person, you know, and he loved life. He would have tried very hard to get out. I'd rather them know about his life than about how he died.
Tell us about his life.
He was a family man. But, you know, he had many friends, and people who just met him were always taken by him. He would carry the room because he was so funny and so smart. Just people loved him. He was the glue to our family.
And then he said something to you that you kind of hung on to as a real lesson. What was that?
Well, we had a few weeks together before I went to high school, and I was really nervous about it. And he said to me, I don't know why he brought it up. It was just a few weeks before he died, but he said, you know, never say what if, never live your life in regret. You know, that will just destroy you.
I'm fascinated by what you've chosen to study.
Right, when I realized that this was an act of terrorism, and I just wanted to know why didn't we know about it, what led to this. So I became a political science major at Vanderbilt University, and I studied Islamic studies. I wanted to know the culture and the language, so I studied Arabic, and now I'm getting a master's at American University in U.S. foreign policy and security studies.
And do you hope to go to places where there are Muslim people and speak to them in Arabic?
I plan to join the intelligence community in Washington, D.C. I had an internship at Homeland Security last summer, so I think I'm doing the right things.
Did you like that when you were an intern? Did it give you the feel of it?
It was a very proudful moment, you know, personally. So I was pretty proud of myself.
I know you have a letter here from your dad. When did he write this letter?
This was July 8th in 2000. So almost a year exactly before he died. I was at Camp Lakota in New York, not very far. I would always get very homesick, and I'd write him, and he would always write me these letters. He says, "Hi, sweetheart, how are you? We got your letters. You seem a little sad. I hope not. Enjoy it all because you only have 2 weeks more to go. Tell me about Josh. Are you guys having fun together? Has he kissed you yet? Sorry the food sucks and the showers are cold, but remember Mommy's cooking isn't Il Molino either. It's our favorite restaurant. I miss you terribly, but I know I'll see you soon. We couldn't move our visiting day, the camp is strict, but we'll be there when we're allowed to. The past 2 days, July 6th and 7th, have been cold, so I hope you're dressing accordingly. If your mosquito bites itch, go to the kitchen and get some vinegar. Write soon. I love your letters, Daddy."
Oh, that's great. It made me cry.
9/11 actual day, I was talking to my friend on the phone that night. I remember this very clearly, my friend Susan, and it just popped in my head. I just said, he's not going to walk me down the aisle. I don't know, I guess I realized what life would be like without him. Yeah. I'm very grateful that I only knew him for 13 years, and I was a baby for most of that. But, you know, I have friends my age who are not close with their fathers, and they've had him a decade longer than I have. You know, I'd rather have had him for 13 years and have had the relationship that we had than to have him for 20 more years and no relationship.
I think you're very wise, very wise. You're a love daughter. And love daughters have a real edge in life. Thank you so much, Alexandra.